We opened our doors for business in London over 40 years ago, and we're still trading on the same values now as we did then. Professional, dedicated and trusted. We are the MECO Group.
We're talking today about maximising recovery of small claims, and we're talking in particular about how we can assist our assureds in doing that when they're considering new charter fixtures. What we find is that to achieve the maximum settlement, what we need to see in their charters is clear drafting on procedural matters. If we have that, our opponents will know that an arbitration award, for instance, can be achieved quickly and at minimum cost, and that can help bring them to the table at the right figure. What I'm talking about here is the need to, for instance, provide clearly as to which law will govern the contract and which jurisdiction. Commonly for us, that will be arbitration. Now, sometimes our assureds seem to consider that putting English law and arbitration is all they need to do. Well, yes and no. The arbitration procedure that would follow from that is somewhat unclear against an intransigent and uncooperative opponent. It can add a big level of cost and delay to actually getting to the point where you will get an arbitration award. And sometimes we find that used against us by opponents in trying to discourage the claim from being brought at all or progressed. In order to get a maximum settlement from opponents, we need to apply maximum pressure. And that means having a clear, quick route to getting an enforceable arbitration award. How could that be done? Well, it's all about drafting the contracts correctly in the first place. What we would encourage our assureds to do is consider, for instance, the LMA arbitration clause and putting that into their charters and other contracts. That provides fully for the applicable law of the contract, provides for arbitration in London, and provides for a full procedure which will cover the steps to be taken in the arbitration and which claims might, for instance, be referred to a lower cost, quicker process like the small claims procedure. If you insert, for instance, that LMA clause or the BIMCO Standard Dispute Resolution Clause 2017, that is giving us a big advantage when we're pushing opponents to try and get quick settlements at the optimum level. So we certainly encourage that. Always pay attention to the drafting, make sure that such things as small claims limits are carefully inserted. We sometimes see that people have tried in their drafting to provide for a small claims procedure but failed to insert, for instance, the figure below which it will apply, and in that case there's not going to be any application of the small claims procedure, so that is a big weakness and may mean it's more difficult for us to push the case forward and get a good settlement at an early stage. Again, in the drafting, the assureds can cover such things as using the LMA arbitration notice clause, and again this gives us a great advantage because it provides for commencement of arbitration by, for instance, a notice to a particular email address. Without such a clause, even the process of starting the arbitration can require something as complicated as establishing registered office, principal office of a foreign company, and serving a notice upon them by post, that kind of thing. Slow, may involve costs, foreign lawyers, investigations, that kind of thing. So again, it's all about making this task of starting and running the arbitration to an award as quick and clean as possible. If that's there in the contract, we can run the cases as quickly and smoothly as possible, and that threat can mean we get a good early result at the best cash figure available.